Hey folks, I'm here to shoot a contest entry for Peach's contest. I think he started it to celebrate his 100 subs, and at this point, I think he's practically to 200. Um, Great channel, uh, lots of energy and craziness going on over there. Um, just very entertaining channel, and so I thought I would do an entry. He asked for 5 albums that are car related, um, and so Jake has picked out 5 albums that fit that description, and he's asked me to show them since he can't actually hold albums due to not having any opposable thumbs. So I'll do that for you, Jake. I don't mind doing it, buddy. So if there's one thing that Jake and I know, probably, I mean, we're well versed over here over different genres, but if there's anything that's in my wheelhouse that might be a little unique, is probably my knowledge of 80s contemporary Christian music. Now, this album, I believe, came out in the 90s, but it's from an artist that got started well before that. He started with the Christian rock band Sweet Comfort Band. Wow, I'm not seeing a date on this, but I'm pretty sure it came out in the 90s. The artist I'm talking about is Brian Duncan. This album's called Joyride. I think the car connection's quite obvious, as you can see the car right here in the corner. You can get a better picture of the car on the back. Brian Duncan is on his own, has kind of gone more in the R&B soul category. Does some amazing vocals. The guy can really sing. And well, let's see. Let's open this up. There are some more pictures of the car. Brian driving the car. And the inside is a Joyride map. That's kind of a unique packaging for this CD. I don't think it was pressed to vinyl. I think it came out in the 90s when there weren't doing much. No, let's try 2000. So I really don't think this album was ever pressed to vinyl. But Brian Duncan, dude's got some pipes. If you ever come across his music, really, if you like good soul singers, man, they just don't come much better than Brian Duncan. Okay, number 2, we are going back to the 80s for this. Garmo Key, Streetlight. This was one of the first albums that sprung to my mind when I heard about this contest. There's nothing there. There are no songs that really refer to cars. Nothing on the cover that refers to cars. That's the back, kind of plain. But the lyrics to the opening song. I remember riding in the back seat of my daddy's Chevrolet car. Daddy laughed, Mama told stories, but we never really seemed to get far. I will always remember all the days gone by. I thank God for the good times, every moment of my life, and that song's every moment. talking about riding around in his dad's car with his parents and just having a good time, telling stories. I'm sure that's a sentiment that Peaches can get behind. There's the Power Disc label. Love that album. If I'm not mistaken, now this was a 1986 release. And let me look at this album. This is going to be my third, and it's 85. No, it's 86. I believe I bought this the same day. I got them both as cassettes. I haven't had the vinyl very long on either one of these, but I bought them back in cassettes back in the day. And I believe I got them on the same day. And I believe because when you buy albums in the Christian bookstores, most of the labels had a buy four, get one free. And being a poor, high school student in the early 80s and just, working and trying to make ends meet, with those those little coupons were like gold. You get your fourth album. I believe the day that I bought these two, I probably went up to the Christian bookstore in Lexington, and I probably had three, and I probably bought one and then got the other one free. But anyway, so DeGarmo Key Streetlight was my second pick. My third pick, the Imperials, this year's model. You can see this year's model being the car motif that they picked for this album. There's the back with the car leaning up on a car. This is a brilliant album. It was a departure for them because they had Paul Smith left the quartet, and they were a quartet, but they were trying to do something a little different. So this doesn't really feel like a quartet album. It feels like a pop album, a pop rock album, a very good pop rock album. And let's pull out let you see. Well, the inner sleeve is just lyrics. And I don't believe there was any other type of insert. Oh, there is an insert in here. If I can get it out. Yeah, Imperials. Well, that's cool. It's Imperials merch insert. Sunglasses, hat, poster of the back cover. Yeah, very cool. But this album had some great songs. Holding On, First Love, Fallen, Warriors, How Do I Get You, Wings of Love, Power of God, Outlander, Get Ready, Devoted to You. Just a spectacular album. So that was a good day to get both of those albums because the DeGarmo Key was exceptional as well. All right, so this is an 80s gentleman running this contest. Wants to be known as the 80s guy. Well, my last two picks are from the same artist. And as far as the 80s are concerned, I don't know if there was another artist any bigger than this gentleman. Boy, he ruled, especially the early to mid 80s, he ruled. And people might not think he's the coolest pick ever, but there's no denying this guy. He could write a hit. He could write a hit. And I am talking about none other than Rick Springfield. Success hasn't spoiled me yet. If you're going to ride, especially if you're going to let your dog drink. If you're going to let your dog drink, don't let him drive. Give him a limo to ride in the back with his girlfriends. Okay? Yeah. So there's the car on the RCA record label. 1987? No, 82. I knew that wasn't an 87 album. 1982. I was listening to a lot of Rick Springfield and watching a lot of Night Tracks. There were a lot of great groups. And Rick Springfield was one of the biggest. One of the biggest stars of the 80s. All right. So, what's the fifth album? Rick Springfield, Hard to Hold. Yep, because on track 4, he and Randy Crawford are taxi dancing. There you have it. From the limousine to the taxi. Rick Springfield. Get on the RCA label. And this was a 84 release. Yep. Man, there aren't too many artists from the 80s that I like more than Rick. And I'm very excited. I'll probably be doing a video on Rick. I know he's got an album coming out in January called The Snake King, which I've heard one track, and it sounds like it's going to be maybe the hardest rocking thing he's ever done. And I think it's going to be a blues rock album. And I'm so excited about that. That's coming out in January, probably somewhere close to then. I'll pull all my Rick Springfield stuff and do a video. So, anyway, there you go, Peaches. I hope this is a good entry for you. Jake hopes you like the albums that he picked and let me show. So, from Jake and myself, I hope everyone's having a Merry Christmas, and